We saw you on Tough. You got to hang around Ortega quite a bit. And it seemed like the more you guys were around each other, the less you liked each other.
That was just bound to happen, I think. You know what I mean? Again, spending so much time with each other, you're going to get on each other's nerves. That's just a part of it. I guess that's why some people do the show. But, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was still good fun. And, yeah, now I'm just eager to get in there and do my thing.
You love to have this underdog mentality, it seems like. Even though you're one of the greatest in the world, even though you're the champ, I feel like you still approach every fight like you're the underdog. Why is that?
Well, just in preparation. You know, I just always telling myself that, you know, what I know now isn't enough. You know what I mean? You need to do more. You know, even though I'm the hardest worker in the gym, but I like the underdog mentality is as if I'm not. Tell yourself that you're not good enough. Like in saying, you're not doing enough. Let's do more. Let's get better. Let's know more, get more knowledge, all that type of stuff. That's what I mean when I say that. As in, you know, he could be doing more. As I said, he's not. I know he's not. Because no one does more than me, you know what I mean? I know that, but I'll tell myself that, so I'll just keep busting my ass.
You know, they say familiarity breeds contempt, and we could definitely see that on the show. And you talked about how spending that much time around him also kind of gave you insight into, like, his unprofessionalism. You said you saw weakness. But I know that those teams are talking a little bit. I know that your guys are talking with their guys. In addition to seeing the unprofessionalism that you felt like you saw, are there things you feel like you picked up on technique-wise that you didn't know about him beforehand that you're going to put to use in this fight?
Well, he says the right things. Like you hear him through the show. I watch the episodes and you'll hear him, like, you know, he's saying the right things, but I just don't think he really understands them, you know, as much as I do anyway. He has evolved. I'm going to give him credit, you know, like especially his last fight. He showed complete control in range, shot selections, you know, all that type of stuff. So I'm going to give him credit. But, you know, I'm just a whole different beast. And things I did see when we talk about weaknesses, just, you know, the way he is. Obviously, you know, being late and having, when I say yes, man, you know, who just lets their, you know, a guy that trains at the gym just come late, rock up whenever he wants, ask him when he's ready, all that type of stuff. But even when I was playing cornhole with him, and I would hear him say things, I don't even care who wins, you know, because he didn't want to do it. Competition, so yeah, exactly.
Ahead of time.
Yeah, he was making excuses nice and early, and I've never played the damn game before. And, you know what I mean? I'm sure he's played it his whole life, but he still was ready to break and just give it up just to, you know, just so he had like a safe net, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I wasn't trying, that's why I lost. But, you know, I've seen little things like that, and maybe I'm looking too much into it, but, hey, I take in whatever I can because that's just the guy I am. So I'll just get as much information and I'll use it on the day. And, again, I feel like I'm breaking him, and it's little things like that I see in weakness.
Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I want to talk about the hair. A, it looks good. B, and I know you said you did it because Australia's in a very different position COVID-wise. It's hard to get to a barbershop. But is there a little something extra about, you know, like going to battle, shaving your head, also a little easier to, you know, slip out of guillotines if you ever get in that position?
I'll just say that, yeah. So there was just a lockdown, to be honest. So I regularly get haircuts, and I couldn't. And it was on my mind, like, you know, is it time to do it yet? You know, I don't know, but you're right. You know, I'm going to have it nice and shiny and slippery on the day. But, you know, I'm pretty hard to get into a guillotine anyway. But if we do get there, we're already prepared, and let's go pop it out and then punch his head for the canvas.
And Alex, you know, speaking of how things are in Australia and lockdowns and challenges with you and the team, but you seem to almost embrace that whole grind where you guys only had limited time, you took full advantage of it. What were some of the bigger benefits, even though it wasn't quite the same camp that you're used to? What things did actually play out even better for you in that preparation?
It's not too bad. It was more stress family-wise, homeschooling, you know, and me having to be a bit more selfish, because I'm not a selfish guy, not at all. And, you know, while I'm in camp and, you know, the sessions we do, the training schedule that we have is full on, and my wife wants me recovering and wants me resting, so I can't help out with the kids as much as I'd like. So things like that. So that was more hard for me. But in preparation, in the gym, like our whole schedule was based around my camp.
Right.
Because there's no sessions, there's no other classes, nothing. So I don't need to fill in for any wrestling classes, help out at the gym and help out with coaching. I don't need to do nothing. We're there. We've got our guys around ready, drilling for my situation. We had Jamie Malaki work in his camp as well, but purely just on our camps. The structure of our whole training from freestyle fighting gym was just based around what we need to do for our fight. So it was very, very fight specific every minute of our camp. So I feel like that helped a lot. Where, you know, usually, I'll do my part, but I'll help out the gym. Yeah, exactly. And then I'll help out coach and all that type of stuff.
Champ, you're a bad boy. I mean, a bad boy. And at some point, you got to get the respect that's deserved. But for me, I want to know about the storyline, right? I like the storyline. I always say I'm a tad bit messy. So yesterday, you guys were sitting up there in the stare-down, and Brian Ortega, he looks L.A., right? He wears the plaid shirt. He's buttoned up to the top. Every photo you've seen from a guy from L.A. But you're telling him, hey, we're all the same, right? Does that annoy you that's kind of been the thing, right? It's almost like he's the guy from, you know, Southern L.A., you're an Australian guy. But also, do you think that is a put on a bit, right? To try to convince yourself of how tough you are. I've done this on the streets. I've done this here. You think it's a put on a little bit?
Well,
is that why it annoys you so much?
I see right through that, you know, I was about to swear, but I see right through it. You know what I mean? Look, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I tried telling him because, you know, we're having our words. He's like, you know, I don't get in that. If you want to say to my face, I'll fight you in an elevator. And I told him, I go, mate, I'll fight you in an elevator too. I've fought my whole life. You ain't the only one. I don't even believe half the stories you're telling the world anyway. But, like, I'm just saying, I go, mate, like, we've done it all. But I'm a professional. I get to do it in the cage anyway, this Saturday.
And get paid.
So why keep running your mouth and be like, I'll do it outside? I go, mate, I'm doing it on Saturday night.
Yeah.
There's your chance. We're getting paid for it as well. So I'll say what I want. If you don't like it, just shut your mouth like you do every other interview anyway, and it doesn't matter. Sorry about that.
Champ, so when you look at Brian Ortega and for the improvements, you guys are different fighters, right? The way that you fight opposed to the way the Korean Zombie fights, different fighter. Do you think that when you're dancing, right, and you're adjusting on the fly, I think the way you process things over the course of a fight, it's magical what you did between round 2 and 3 against Holloway in the second fight, to turn the fight in the way that you did. When you're doing your thing in front of him, do you think we see that same guy from Fight Island, or we go back to seeing the Brian Ortega that we saw in the Holloway fight and some of his performances past?
Yeah, man, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to have a game plan. You know, he's going to, you know, try and fight at range and shot selections. And what he did with Zombie was great, but as you said, completely different fighter. Zombie just stood there, you know what I mean, and stood at a range, sort of stepped his way in. Every time he wanted to attack, there was nothing in front of it. It was literally stand still and go. Very easy to read. And, you know, and that was Ortega made it look easy. And credit to him for that, but I ain't going to stand still. Like, we know that. Everyone knows that, you know, where I am constantly camouflaging all my movements. You know, I'm throwing feints. When am I going to go? Am I going, you know, I commit? No, I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm leg kicking. I'm, you know, kicking high with these little legs. You know, I'm jabbing low, whatever, you know, level changes, you name it. Constantly moving. And while I'm processing your reactions, I'm getting information and I'm capitalizing. And, you know, and while all this confusion is happening, I'm picking my shots and I'm playing what's in front of me. So I can do all that while getting reads, where I believe not many fighters can.
You know, we're not going to keep you much longer, but I just got to tell you, your energy is much different than championship energy we have gotten as we've done this show. Most Fridays champions are drawn out. They're a little bit more reserved and tired. Yeah, you seem so in the moment right now, man. I can't wait.
It is a difficult interview to do on the day of weigh-ins, and yeah, I'm a little juiced up too.
Yeah,
Alexander the Great, thanks for coming on, man. Good luck on Saturday night.